Yes, executive.
Yeah. I'm a meterless abuser, being the #1 carapace user. My skirt's connection with the dropships, just like they do it in battle cruisers.
Welcome to NSL Season 7. Let's take a look at this season's map pool. Diamondback, Week 1. Diamondback is a 4-player map made for NSL7 by Nam Surikata. Endurance, Week 2. Endurance is a 2-player map made by PD Man in the Space tile set. Aquamarine, Week 3. Aquamarine is a 4-player map made by TNW Zombie. Terraform, Week 4. Terraform is a 4-player map made by SC Spider, Hyojin, Gnome Surikata, and JoJo. This is an NSL Classic Remake map. Odd Eye, Week 5. Odd Eye is a 2-player map made by Cygnus, Gnome Surikata. August Grab, Week 6. August Grab is a 4-player map made by Nom Cookie Master and is an NSL Classic Remake map. Neo Jungle Story, Week 7. Neo Jungle Story is a 4-player map made by JoJo, an NSL Classic map maker. High Noon, Week 8. High Noon is a 2-player map made by Nam Surikata on the Desert Teal set. Struggle, Week 9. Struggle is a 4-player map made by KM on the Jungle Teal set. Typology, Week 10. Typology is a 2-player map made by Freakling on the Desert Teal set. Now that you've seen the maps, let's check out the teams. Team Cavadogs. Team Chonky Cheesers. Team Lord of the Lings. Team Air Force 1. Team Semi-Sweet Cookie Fleet. Team Baked Potatoes. Welcome to NSL Season 7.
NSL.
All right. Hello, welcome back to some more NSL7. We got more T3 tonight. We have none other than the Chonky Cheesers versus the Lord of the Lings. This is Escalade's team versus AK and Naka's team. Some great I'm looking at the names we have tonight, and I think we're gonna have some really fun games. Making sure everything is on the up and up. We're getting ready to start game 1 soon. Looks like everything's all good. So I believe our first series today, it is the 9 series. Hello.
Hey, what's up there, Breeze?
Hey, AK, how are you doing, my friend?
Did I catch you at a good time?
You caught me at the perfect time. I was
Oh,
just about
nice.
to jump into a game.
Nice.
Let me remake this. Make sure I have my passwords right. And oh yeah, perfect. All right. So it's the
Alrighty, let
same
me join up
the
fast.
same credentials as yesterday.
Right on, right on.
How are you doing tonight?
Not bad, not bad. Just played some ladder games for a little bit there, and looking forward to some more NSL games. That was pretty exciting last night.
How's the ladder?
Oh, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Just like always, I guess.
I was playing not Brood War today, but I was playing chess today on chess.com, and I
Oh, no kidding.
was playing their ladder, and it's about the same nonsense as Brood War, I gotta say.
Uh, well, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, you gotta have a sense of humor, right? You
Yeah, that's
gotta
true,
go
man.
into them with a sense of humor.
Oh man, I just played this last game against this guy who was raging at me, calling me a cheeser and stuff, and it's just like, man, gotta have at least a decent mindset if you plan on playing StarCraft. Like, you gotta know there's tons of strategies out there. There's not just one strategy for each race, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, and I mean, like, are you at like the B rank level?
I mean, I am, but I have plenty of times where I just fall below that. Like right now, I have an account D rank trying to get back to C rank, which is unbelievable. And it sucks for the players that are actually at that level trying to get better too, you know. It's just
Mhm.
a rough system, man.
Well, and there's not much. You look at the MMR buffer between D and C and B, and there's not much. I mean,
Right, it's really not.
you
And
have
the
a bad
thing,
week, and you're down. You're down way,
all
way down.
right, for sure, man. And the thing I notice is like just because the players like E or D rank, it doesn't mean that they don't have really good skills at the game. It's mostly sometimes just the decision making they're making throughout the game, you know.
Mhm.
But I mean, they can still be very skilled players at that level, but it's just a rough system, man.
Yeah. It's. Oh. Yeah. Um. When I first started off playing in Nom, I forget who it was. I was in the Brood War Nom channel,
Mm.
and they were a Protoss player, and we played a bunch of games, and it was just like it was 3 or 4 games of just the most vile, disgusting Protoss stuff you can possibly imagine. And every single game, he was like, "Oh my god, that was so much fun."
That's awesome. Wow. That's great. See, that's a good mindset to have, you know?
It
It's like
really is.
that's kind of my gripe about the foreign scene is so many foreign players just have this bad mindset where they're like, "Oh, this guy's a cheeser," or "This guy's a smurf," or whatever it may be. Like, "This guy's a trash Protoss player," you know? It's like, come on, man. Like, this is Brood War. You have to respect the game if you expect to get any better. You can't just have that mindset and expect to get better. You have to know how to beat everything. You know, there's a lot of stuff. So, and this game's been out forever, so there's gonna be players that are really good at
Yep.
certain stuff.
Yep.
But it's hard to keep that mindset though, for sure, all the time. Especially when you're getting BM'd by lots of people on the ladder. That makes it tough.
Yeah, and it's oh, yeah.
But I mean, at least we got the non-players around. You know, the good-mannered people, and usually can find a game with them if you get sick of the ladder. So I'm just a ladder grinder, man. That's just what I love to do. That's how I like to learn.
You get exposed to a lot of different stuff on the ladder.
You really do, man. That's the thing I love about it is, I mean, it's fun to have a practice partner and practice against certain strategies, but like you hop on the ladder and you don't know what to expect, and I kind of like that aspect. So.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of dirty rotten cheesers, that was a great segue into tonight.
Are we casting the Chonky Cheesers?
We are.
Oh, epic, dude. That's so good. That was the
We are.
perfect segue, as a matter of fact. I love that. Great.
So we're casting Chonky Cheesers versus Lord of the Lings tonight, which I believe is your
Oh,
team.
my team. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about, man.
And I'm looking at the names, and I am just I'm stoked. This first series that we have, it is Zell Unique versus Shimmer in a best of
Oh,
three.
okay. This is starting to sound familiar.
And
This week 6 or maybe
5.
still week 5. Okay,
Yeah.
right on.
And
Perfect.
I don't know. I mean, I know both these guys, and I think
Do
this is
you?
going to be an entertaining series. What do
Oh,
you
that's
think?
awesome. I know I'm starting to get to know Shimmer more and more. Like I've known him for a little while now, but it's nice to get to know him a little bit better each season. And he's been on my team this season, maybe a few times before. They just start to blend together. So sorry if I start to forget, but yeah,
It's all right.
I I don't know um, Night Dad as well. I don't know. I still don't know Zell Unique that well. He's been in Nom for quite a while. I just haven't had the chance to really get to know him that well. And then I also see Merlin versus Escalade. So Merlin's a good friend of mine, been a practice partner for a while, and I definitely know Escalade. So will be exciting to see these games, no doubt.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to them. I played in CPL 9. I played like probably about 3 or 4
Hmm.
4 weeks versus Zell Unique, and so
Was that last season?
yeah, that was last
Okay.
CPL.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that was a
and
good one.
and he's um he's a very interesting Terran player. He every now and again, at least the games that I've seen in the stuff that I've played, he does some really just wild tactics that are really cool to watch.
Nice.
So I hope to see some of those Zell unique tactics this series.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Absolutely. All right. Well, are you ready, AK?
All right, sure. Whenever is good, I'm ready to go.
Okay, without further ado, let's get started. Get my capture up. There we go. All right. All right. First map is Odd Eye. In the top left corner, we have our blue Protoss. Shimmer playing for the Lord of the Lings. And in the bottom right, we have our red Terran playing for the Chonky Cheesers. It is Zell Unique.
Very nice, very nice. And it was nice to be able to cast some of these games last night and kind of see a little bit more how this map works out. I did play on it a few times. Some of my practice partners and starting to get a little feel for it, but like we saw yesterday, it's got that huge, pretty much that cross spawn pathway where just right down the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that seems to be the controlling factor of the game. Whoever can kind of take control of that area seems to kind of get the lead, or at least the advantage, perhaps. But not necessarily, because we've seen a lot of back and forth as well, so we'll see what happens this time. What strategy do you like to play when you're up against Terran? Because I know this is a matchup that's hard for both races. Whenever I talk to Protoss, they're like, I hate playing against Terran, they're so hard. And whenever I talk to Terran, they're like, I hate playing against Protoss because they're so hard. You know, so.
Yep. Um, it depends on the player. I think that I really like 23 Nexus the most versus Terran, just
Okay.
because I know about
Now, is
8.
that the one where you get the Cyber Core, but you skip the Goon range and you skip the Goon initially, and then you just get a fast Nexus? Isn't that what that is?
No, so
I may
that
be
one.
mistaken.
So the 23 Nexus is a 1 gate core expand. There's about 3
Okay,
different
okay.
ones that you can do as Protoss.
Right, right.
The 23 gets the 2 goons before you drop the Nexus.
Okay, okay. So you get maybe put on a little bit more pressure on the bunker, perhaps, and even catch a Terran that's being a little greedy on their bunker, even,
Well,
and maybe even bust it, depending on what happens, right?
it depends. It's also a nice defensive opener because you can send your first goon to their natural just to see like what's going on, and then you can
Right.
use your second goon at the ramp to block the ramp so a
Okay.
vulture doesn't get in.
That's great, man. That's really great because it's funny how the meta has kind of shifted. So I remember not long ago, a lot of Protoss were taking a lot of early damage to that first Vulture, but they seem to have kind of figured it out these days and really navigated it well, like you said, using that second goon to block the ramp to keep the Vulture from just coming in and getting free probe kills.
Yeah,
I
and
think that's
really,
nice.
like when you just go and try and dive on the bunker that early, that's like one of your biggest risks.
Right, right. Exactly. Very good point. It looks like maybe we're gonna see something similar. We do have the first 2 goons made from Shimmer here, getting that goon range ASAP.
We got a second Rax going
Ooh,
for Zell
but
Unique.
right, yeah, actually, this is gonna be something different. It looks like he's gonna be trying to do some bio play, even getting +1 weapons for the Marines.
I
So it looks
love
like
it already.
yeah, this is different, man. This is definitely different, and I love to see the different kind of mindsets to where you can just do something crazy in Brood War. That's kind of what makes it awesome too, right? As long as you can somehow make it work for you, you can just do whatever creative strategy you want sometimes. So
Well,
it's great to see.
and the
And
thing
sometimes it doesn't
is,
work.
the thing is that when you learn Brood War, you don't really, as Protoss, you don't really learn bio very
No
much in the
kidding.
PvT matchup. You learn more mech,
Yeah.
but Marines in this number, these Marines are just gonna shred these goons.
I mean, they really, really can, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you get a medic in there and it makes them almost invincible to like a really small amount of goons. So this could be some really good pressure in the early game for sure, especially if you wait for +1 to finish. It's going to make it that much harder for Protoss to deal with.
So it looks like
And,
Shimmer's going for the 29 Nexus, which is
oh,
the
okay.
the 3 goon
Good
expand.
catch. Nice, very nice catch.
And we've got the Robo dropping just after the Nexus, so we should be seeing Observer Tech, I would guess, come out. But look at these medics now.
Right, man. This push might be actually really, really scary. Look how fast that +1 is going to finish. That's just so cool to see. I never see that in
That's
this matchup, right?
wow, that's wild.
Like, it just might be done by the time he moves across the map, even. But, you know, I
And
used to actually play something similar to this. Because, I used to play fastest maps a lot more than I did 1v1s. And
mhm.
then Remastered came out, and I really started focusing more on the 1v1s. Like, I played it a little bit back in the day, but coming from fastest to 1v1s, like, you see a lot of bio play in fastest maps. And so this kind of style I was very familiar with at first, learning how to play Terran. So it's cool to see Zell Unique kind of do something similar. But we'll see how it
Okay.
goes for him. I know it can be
So
hard.
I feel like Zell Unique is actually making the perfect response to this huge amount of bio. And this is the one thing the Protoss can do that really shuts down Bio is Zell's
Gotta
getting
say,
the
right?
support bay.
Absolutely. Good eyes on that, man. Because that's pretty hard counter to bio. It's that or storms, you know, pretty much can just blanket this bio with massive damage and just wipe them out in a few hits, you know.
Yep. So nice. I think he probably got an idea this is what he was going to face against, because this is the perfect counter to what Zell's going to hit him with.
Right? And it is so weird when your opponent's doing something different that you're not used to playing against. And so it just feels weird, but I think I really do like the response from Shimmer here for sure.
Right.
And we'll see how it's going to come down to a micro fight for sure. Like, Zell's got to make sure he doesn't just bleed Marines away without the medics for free. And then Protoss has got to make sure he's not just bleeding units without bad engagements. Got to micro those goons with the stutter step, hold position a little bit, you know. Kind of maybe wait for that Reaver, but here we are. Terran's at the front door already.
Stimming.
On the Reaver. Perfect timing just about with that Reaver. Let's see how this fight goes though. Nice little stutter step there from Shimmer, moving those front goons back. But lots of goons going down already, but big Scarab hit.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I think Shimmer might have just done it, just barely. That was pretty close. Nice fight there overall.
And now I think Shimmer is way ahead.
Right. I really do like the positioning for Shimmer right now after that fight. He's got his expansion already going. He's going to be a little bit ahead in economy. I already see the worker deficit from Protoss to Terran, and yeah, he's just getting ahead in lots of different ways right now. This fight isn't over yet for Zell Unique, however, so we'll see if he can make a recovery. It looks like he is getting the +1 armor as well, so his Marines will be having 1-1 in no time here, very shortly. And I kind of like a dropship follow-up. If you're doing like bio play, sometimes if you can get like a dropship into the mineral line and just stem those Marines and get massive probe kills, it can be a nice way to kind of make a comeback after losing that first fight.
Absolutely. Or even like, because he's got tanks coming down, even if you do a mech drop, those are also really annoying.
Very true. But I do like that Shimmer is starting to kind of move out and start to get some map control and a little bit of scouting. Look at that weird pathing, like you said, if you kind of A-move, your units just kind of split, which is funny. We've seen that a bunch of times. But it's also good to get that scouting information a little bit as well, so.
Yeah, as Protoss, it's a little annoying because you generally want your stuff to stay together. But
no kidding.
But,
especially if you end up running into mines, that could be very troublesome, right?
Exactly. So we have bunkers going down here for Zell Unique, and he does have tanks on the high ground, so Shimmer's not going to be able to break into this comfortably. But that's a lot of goons.
And I also didn't see if he got all the academy upgrades. I imagine he did get stem. I didn't actually see if he got range. But if he did get range, it'll be nice because the ranged Marines will be able to fight the ranged goons inside the bunker. Whereas otherwise that wouldn't be a possibility. So that could be something going for him as well. Which is kind of nice in this defensive position.
And it does look like, so we do see a starport finishing. I wonder if he is thinking about going into drops. That is not something he shies away from. The Red Terran.
That could be awesome. That could definitely be awesome. I do like what Shimmer's doing though. He notices he cleared that first army and he sees he's in a pretty big lead, so he's just throwing down lots of gateways right now, and I believe he's going to be going for a bust, it looks like.
Yeah, he's up to 8 gateways.
Wow, right? That's a lot before taking a third nexus for sure.
That's so about the max you can build as Protoss, the max you can build off
of. No kidding. I imagine so. He's very committed with this push, so hopefully it does work out for him, but Oh, okay. So he did have enough to throw down the third Nexus, at least, just in case this
So we
this
do have
maybe
a
doesn't
shuttle
work.
and Reaver inbound
Okay, good
towards
eyes,
the
good
Terra
eyes.
Natural.
Nice. Oh, there it is, right inside the mineral line, and there's nothing to defend. Open SCVs. Look at that Scarab just kind of finding a really weird pathing.
Wow.
Oh, it looks like maybe he just didn't target on the SCVs, so the Reaver just shot whatever. But here we go. He might find some more damage. Nice job. Oh no,
Oh,
and then he loses it. I was just
loses the
about to
shuttle.
say, nice
That's
job keeping
unfortunate.
it alive, but unfortunately didn't. Good
That
idea
happens.
though.
Yep.
I was gonna say I would like to see Zell transfer those SCVs, but somehow, in this case, it played to his favor. So that actually was nice and lucky. So didn't lose a ton of SCVs actually to that Reaver.
So if
Could have
Shimmer
been a lot
can really establish a strong defense on his high ground third here, I feel like he's going to be just in a really solid long-term position.
Yeah, I definitely agree, especially forcing clearing that first army away from Terran and kind of forcing them to be on two bases at the moment is while he's getting up to his third and maybe a fourth even, we'll see, but definitely in a very strong position economic wise and army wise as well.
Zell Unique is unfortunately still on 2 factories.
Yeah, you're right. Two factories, and it looks like he's throwing down a second starport, and he is making lots of dropships. Looks like one's loaded up with bio, while the other's loaded up with 4 vultures.
Mhm.
So this will be like a mix between mech and bio drop. So that'll be kind of cool. Let's see if he can find a nice spot to get some damage done there. Once he
Uh,
decides to send it, it looks like he might build a lot of dropships with the double starport, I imagine.
yeah.
And that
Well,
may be the one hole in Shimmer's defense is that he doesn't really have a whole lot of observers out in Terran's base and doesn't really see exactly what's going on. He's got kind of one observer on the high ground and kind of one in the bottom left, but there's definitely some spots, oh, even on the right, but there's definitely some holes where Terran can maybe slip some dropships by, but we'll see if that actually happens or not.
well,
I'd say the vision is okay for
I
Shimmer.
feel
It's
like
not terrible.
his Terran's window to get something done is closing fast. Because look at this macro out of Shimmer.
No
Even
kidding, right?
look at all those speed zealots that he just has waiting.
Oh, yeah, that is a ton of speed zealots working their way across the map, and you can see the deficit in supply already. He's already up like 60 supply right now, so that's going to be a lot. But there goes the dropships.
Protoss
Shimmer
does,
saw it.
yeah, he does spot the move out. So he knows there are drops inbound. I
I mean,
don't
it's
think
so unique.
I don't think these goons are going to intercept.
Yeah, unfortunately, just missed them, right? They were trying really hard, and they're still chasing.
Protoss does manage to break a bunker with the zealots, with around the zealots, but look at this drop. It is gonna waltz in here uncontested. Nice pull of the probes, but Zell Unique is gonna take out this gas.
Yeah,
And
this is a really hard
oh my
spot
gosh.
for Protoss to deal with. He's got to pull a lot of units back just to deal with this, but let's see, he actually might clean it up fairly well. Not taking a whole lot of damage yet. Did pull the probes like you said, which is really nice not to lose all those probes. It was a really nice drop idea, but maybe just didn't get as much damage done. He is clearing up some units, but there's still a pretty big lead in supply for Shimmer at the moment. Not a bad
Yeah.
idea, though.
It's not a bad idea, but there's no follow-up behind it, unfortunately. I feel like this drop is almost an all-in. Once Shimmer cleans this up, he's just gonna macro and crush.
Right,
Terran,
I mean, it
looks like.
really does kind of put Terran all in, seeing as the fact that his main's about to mine out, and he'll only be on one base to where Protoss has 4 potential bases. kind of like 3.5 since the main's mined out, but that's still a lot of bases to be ahead at this point in time. So it's
The
definitely
Shimmer
gonna be hard for Shimmer to come back.
Shimmer does clean up the drop. Zell Unique is down a bunker, and you know, I mean, he does have a few tanks on the high ground, which is really what makes this defense really strong. But this macro out of Protoss, I feel like, is just gonna steamroll through this in a few more moments here.
Right, there are lots of units out on the map for Shimmer, and here comes some more. And it looks like he might be gearing up for an attack here very shortly.
Does deny what looks to be a potential Terran third. Zell Unique is aware he needs to take a base.
Yeah, definitely going to be hard for Terran, but like you said, he does have a good defense with the tanks on the high ground, which might be the saving grace if Shimmer does decide to pull the trigger here very shortly, which also Shimmer might be able to bust depending on how the fight goes, so we'll see what happens. Lots of
Um,
units though for Protoss, almost getting close to maxing out.
yeah, yeah. You know what? I still think Terran's in a good spot. The upgrades are even for both, and
Okay.
and Terran has more upgrades on the way. So I don't think this is over for Zell Unique just yet, but I do think he needs to really. He is now starting to drop more factories. He does need to think about how to follow up in the longer term, unfortunately.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, luckily he is getting the more factories and going to be having some more unit production, and he's definitely going to need it to keep up with this 8 gateway count from Protoss, even more now back at home. So
Oh my goodness! And the Protoss is just now they're finishing up their last round of macro. They got a Stargate coming down. They've got 5, 6, 7, 10 gateways at home.
yeah, this definitely will be a nice army for Shimmer. It looks like Shimmer's spotting the third base, going to be maybe taking that out. Here comes some dropships, looking to save the day. Let's see if they can
Nice.
get it done. But a nice round here from Shimmer's massive army coming in, and this just might be too much army to deal with.
Beautiful
Try to take
job
this third.
intercepting those dropships, and the third does go
Yeah,
down. And
right.
GG
Really
is called.
nice. Ah, GG. Well played.
All right, well played indeed.
Very cool idea from Zell Unique. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him this game. We'll see what else he has in store for us moving forward.
I think yeah, if he just if he had better macro, like if he was while he was loading up that drop, if he was already transitioning into like 5 facts or more, then I think he might have done a little bit better.
Right, he did stay on like 2 to 4 production buildings for a very long time in that game, which definitely made it hard. Even after when you lose any units, when you're on a little production buildings, then definitely hurts even that much more to lose your army. So
Yeah. But you know, to be fair, when you don't have your game plan mapped out that deeply, you know, that can happen,
mm,
you know?
yeah, for sure, absolutely. At least I like that he was very decisive in the beginning, and it seemed like he knew what he wanted to do, but it unfortunately just didn't work out for him that time. But
It
maybe it does another day, you know?
it was a great idea. If Protoss doesn't go Reaver, that actually works out a lot better for Zell Unique.
No
So
kidding.
that it was not a bad idea, but you know, the Protoss just had the perfect counter.
For sure. Very nice timing on that Reaver. 100%.
All right, so it looks like for game 2, we are getting ready to go to Terraform.
Okay. Still Unique's choice. And I do kind of like this setup for Terran. As long as you can maintain the good position around those bases outside the natural, there's a mineral only and a close by third base. And if you can just kind of get your army around that semi-high ground area, then that could be really nice for Terran in this matchup, I believe.
I feel like that what you were talking about, the semi third base, I guess you could call it even like the fourth base, but it's the third gas. What I
Right,
like
right.
about that for Terran is that that ramp leading up to that base is really narrow. You just need like some depots and a bunker and some tanks and you're gold.
Right,
So
for sure.
it's nice defensible position.
Right, I agree. I definitely agree there. And it's kind of weird. I can't actually tell. I'll have to see in the game how it goes because I haven't played this map enough to know, but I don't know if that gray area in the middle is like the high ground or if that's the low ground. You know, if the
Mm.
orange area is actually high ground or if it's actually low ground or maybe it's neither. So,
Um I don't remember. Yeah, it might be low ground. Um I know like I've played this map kind of solo just to get a feel for the layout and the pathing and stuff, and it's both weird and comfortable at the same time.
right, there's some spots I could definitely see what you're talking about. For sure,
so
man.
so we'll see how this next game goes. Are you ready, my friend?
All right, let's do it.
All right, here we go. We're going into game number 2. Okay, in the top right are red Terran. It is Zell Unique playing for the Chonky Cheesers. And in the
Red, red. You know, throw in a little bit of spice to hype it up. I like it. I like it.
and in the bottom right, our blue Protoss playing for Lord of the Lings. Up 1, it is Shimmer.
Right, let's go, Shimmer. You know, I gotta support my teammates at least a little bit and have a little bit of bias. Although I do love all the players, you know. Just gotta go for my team here, so I'll be going for Shimmer again. No surprise there. But of course I'm a Terran player, so I always root for Terran as well.
I have never seen Shimmer's Protoss, and I gotta say I really like his Protoss.
Yeah, no kidding. He's been putting in a lot of work, doing a lot of practicing, and nice to see him being so active. You know, it's so hard. It's hard at every rank, but it's hard, super hard, especially in the lower ranks, trying to keep your confidence up when usually it means just losing a lot of games in order to get better, and that can be very discouraging at times. So, nice job to both these players. Keep up the good work.
Oh, is he gonna go for the gas steal?
Oh, he might be going for the
Oh,
gas
is he gonna do
steal.
it? Yes!
Oh, he got it. Nice call on the gas steal. Look like Zell Unique going for a little wall here, trying to block in right inside the main. Let's see what he has in store, but with the gas steal, could make it hard.
And we've
Shimmer
got
gonna be doing the
2-game follow-up to that.
Nice.
I don't
Definitely.
entirely think I agree with this play.
From Shimmer?
Yeah,
You
especially
don't like...
well, especially if you saw how Zell Unique opened up last game with the
Right,
two
I mean...
with the 2
Yeah, well,
racks.
that's true. If he does kind of go bio, he could maybe even have an easier time defending against the 2-gate Zealot for sure. Now I do see some holes in the wall that Zelyunik has made there at that choke point, but we'll see if Shimmer is able to exploit that. Here comes the first Zealot working its way across the map right now. And it looks like Shimmer's eventually going to be getting into Goons after he puts on this pressure with these initial Zealots. And like you predicted, there is the second barracks from Zelyunik. Maybe help him deal with the possible Zealot pressure, which is exactly what's happening. And even the third barracks getting thrown down for super safety here. Let's see what Shimmer can get done with this Zealot, looking to get some early Marine kills. So far, nice job from Zelyunik, not losing a Marine yet, and 3 Marines is the magic number to fight against the 1 Zealot. If you can micro it well, but these Marines are pretty heavily damaged already. And here comes the second Zealot to back him up.
We do have a bunker that is almost done. If these Marines can get in here, I feel like this is going to get held.
Yeah, it looks like nice job getting the bunker down. Let's see if Shimmer can find some more damage. There's definitely a few vulnerable spots still, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, he catches a Marine as soon as it comes out. That's always a bit annoying. Even going for the supply depot, I do like that idea. Why not just make it as hard as you can for Terran to do anything. Let's see if Zelyunik is able to stop this pressure. Nice bunker though. Another Marine gets in.
He does stall the third racked, but...
Right. Only 3 Zealots so far, and it looks like he's starting to produce Goons back at home with the robotics on the way on 1 base. Wow, man, I mean, this is looking really tough for Terran to be dealing with at this moment. But Zelyunik is not giving up. If he manages to actually produce out of those 3 barracks, it definitely could be troublesome for Shimmer. He definitely will have to micro his Goons really well, since the Goon range is going to be quite delayed this time. Which I didn't even see if he actually started it or not. It may be a mistake from Shimmer, or maybe he got it and I just missed it, but I guess we'll see what happens. There are still the 3 Zealots with the 2 Goons here. This could be a nice combination for sure. Although Zelyunik's starting to build up a pretty healthy Marine count there. 1 Zealot goes down, and he's starting to leapfrog those bunkers to be able to start to push this Protoss army out of the base, and it looks like he is starting to get them out of his main base.
Nice. Yeah, I think Zell holds this, because
Really?
these goons, look how much they do 10 damage to non-large units because they're explosive. That's 4 hits
That's
for
a good
1 goon.
call. Yeah, that's a really good call. I wish I would have seen if he actually got the Goon range on that Cyber Core. So far, it's still not spinning, but it's possible he got it and I just didn't see it. But it looks like he's going to be going into Reaver Tech next, which could be really awesome if he finds the right spot. I do like this play from Shimmer if he can find the right spot to drop that Reaver in. Looks like he made the Reaver first instead of the shuttle. So we'll see if he's actually going to use that Reaver offensively or maybe just use it defensively. If he might be concerned about this bio push that could be coming at any time. Although on the plus side, having that early gas still is going to delay any sort of upgrades from Terran. So he won't have medics and won't have stim really anytime too soon. Which Shimmer may or may not have identified that. But so far, yeah, I do like again the position for Shimmer here.
I
But
think this was a strong defense, and this is also kind of a different defense. I've never really seen, oh, just build tons of racks and bunkers and you hold the Zill, it's easy.
Right, no kidding. It's definitely a different kind of play style that I think a lot of Protoss aren't used to dealing with for sure. And I like Zelyunique even made the CC in the main for safety. Gonna be floating that out very soon.
But I think that said, I do think he needs to transition into Factory if he's going to want to compete against Goon and Reaver.
Yeah, that can be super, super hard to deal with for sure. When I was playing Bio against Protoss and up against like the Reaver shuttle, I would just try my hardest to just stem down that shuttle before the Reaver was able to come out. But as soon as that Reaver pops, like, you gotta run away from that Scarab shot, man, because it has potential to just blow up your whole army for sure. But once again, Zelyunique going for this Bio kind of style with a double eBay as well, getting the stem about a quarter of the way done. Only has a quarter of the way left to finish. And on 3 racks production. Shimmer gonna be going up to 4 gateways with the shuttle being made from the robotics. Looks like Shimmer wanted to get that observer out and get some map presence and see what's going on before he just kind of sent that Reaver in. And the thing about Reavers, they're great, but they're so micro intensive, right? And if you just lose it being very careless, it can definitely just hurt you if you continue to do plays like that throughout the game.
Well, they are. Reaver's interesting because as it stands right now, this Reaver has no offensive potential. I mean, look how slow it's moving.
Right, you know, Zelyunique just scanned it too, even. So he saw it just kind of sitting there. But maybe didn't catch the shuttle. So we'll see if Shimmer actually decides to send this Reaver in the shuttle, and if Zelyunique can prepare for it. It looks like he's starting to bring the submarines back to the main, so he's kind of suspicious already, which is nice to have that heads up already.
And he is getting a turret, which is also nice.
Oh, yeah, very good. He's not going to be completely blindsided then, which is always good.
But just because you have a Reaver and a shuttle doesn't mean you're going to drop.
That's true.
You could also use the Reaver and the shuttle with the army and just...
Very true.
And just micro the Reaver in support of the army, so...
Yeah, you do see that quite often these days too. Like Snow has that kind of style where he just uses the Reavers in the shuttle for the map control. Sure. And then as soon as the Terran army moves up, he waits for the tank to siege and then just moves back ever so slightly. And it just forces Terran to have to do that maneuver over and over again rather than just walk into your base freely.
So we'll see what Shimmer has in mind with these Reavers. Now he is taking a third over here in the bottom left, kind of a hidden third.
Nice.
Will definitely bolster his eco for sure.
Right, for sure, and having the extra gas could be really nice. Having and it seems like Shimmer really likes to play a heavy gateway style too, so this might be really nice for his kind of style of playing.
But you know, we don't have Shimmer is not as high up in supply this game as he was last game, and look at this giant bio force here.
Ooh, that is a really big bio force, no doubt. Looks like Zelyunique has scanned something, and it looks like he's gonna be moving out here, get some map presence.
Finally are transitioning into factories. I wonder if could you like do you think it would be a good follow-up if you do this build once you go into factories, just lift off 2 of these and just scout, just hover them and just scout?
I really would, like personally, if I was going to be doing the full switch, then definitely I would lift some of those racks out to help get some scouting information on the map. Oh, but here we go, big engagement. looks like our players have found the spot to fight. Lots of stem going down and lots of Protoss units actually starting to melt here.
And there you go. Yeah, so this, without the Reaver, these goons are just going to melt, like you said.
1-1 really playing into Zell Unique's hand right now with those upgrades.
Oh,
But here's the
oh.
Reaver. Big scarab hit. Another big scarab hit.
But he does
We
get the Reaver.
another. Oh, but so many.
He's going to dive on the second.
Oh, he's diving on the Reaver, and it's about to go down.
Oh, he
and
gets the
got it.
Reaver.
Oh, oh, that's the Zell Unique done, and there's so many medics here, making it so hard for the Protoss units to actually get to the Marines. And wow, looks like he just had enough to maybe continue with this bust. Shimmer throwing down cannons, trying to get them up in time, but it might just be too late. Let's see what Zell Unique does. He's putting on the pressure.
I think that this is over for the Protoss. It was looking really strong with the Reaver and everything, but man, the bio and all those medics.
Right,
this is just
going
to walk right in here.
There's the same amount of medics as there are Marines. Like, those things aren't going to be dying anytime soon, right? Oh, man. Yeah, that's
And
so
all those
difficult to
probes.
deal with.
There goes that economic lead.
Right, no kidding, man. Just taking down those Reavers was exactly what Zell Unique needed in that engagement. I think if he hadn't taken down those Reavers, this Bioforce would just be gone. But, you know, that's Brood War, man. That one little difference makes so much of a difference in the overall scheme. And the Reaver gets shut down right as it pops out. Unfortunately, not going to be able to build any Scarabs in time. And this
I have
Marine
to
Force
say,
is getting more damage. Oh.
I love watching this. I love watching this bio play just totally wreck.
It is so different, right? Oh, nice. The Zealots starting to get on top of the bio. Can they get there? They're kind of glitching out a little bit, kind of not really getting much
Just
damage
too many
there.
medics.
Yeah, so many medics, man. That medic wall is definitely a force to be reckoned with. And here comes some more reinforcements from Zell Unique. If he can match him up with his army. Oh, nice job taking down some more Marines, but this is still a huge bio force. Oh, man.
What a wild game.
Yeah, this is definitely very hard for Shimmer to deal with. But it's not over yet. I would like to see Shimmer trying to get down some more cannons at the natural, which he just did. Let's see if he can get those to happen, and he has the bottom left as well.
There are Marines. There's 2 macro cycles of Marines just moving all the way down to this natural.
So Unique is not letting up on the gas. He is stepping on it.
Oh my goodness.
To the metal.
The last remaining probes body block the Marine reinforcements.
Oh, that is so frustrating to deal with these cannons looking to finish. Can they morph in time? But the stim comes down right on top of it, finishes. Oh, that is so frustrating. You needed like 2 more seconds, man. Oh, nice job identifying that for Zell Unique. They could have definitely put an end to this push, but it's still going to be going.
Wow.
And GG's called. Oh.
GG. What a wild game from, oh my goodness. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
What a game, man, from Zell Unique and Shimmer both. That was pretty exciting to see. It could have gone either way, honestly.
That so that was really an interesting idea that we've seen unfold. You know, the original in game 1, that first attack, just I don't think there were enough medics for that to be executed really well. But this game we finally see that, hey, you know, Reavers might counter Marines, but all you need is just a ton of medics.
Yeah, and really nice job there targeting down those 2 Reavers. That just worked out so well for Zell Unique.
Absolutely. What a wild second game. And Zell Unique tying it up for the Chonky Cheesers. That was a Chonky Cheese play if I've ever seen it. Oh my goodness.
Chonky Cheeser's living up to the name. Gotta love it.
Okay, and game 3, we are getting ready. It is none other than Diamondback. Another
Okay.
4-player map.
All right. Seems to be fairly popular as I'm starting to see in some of these casts. It's nice to see players enjoying this Diamondback map, which I also enjoy myself.
It's a beautiful map. It really is, and it's so simple too. I could see the appeal of it for sure.
Yeah, man, Surrey really does a nice job of making these maps, and we're so fortunate to have him let us use his maps at our disposal. So, really big shout out to Surrey, as always, for making these maps and putting them out for the players. Keep this game alive.
Absolutely.
That's great.
All right, you ready for this one?
Alrighty, I'm all ready.
All right, here we go. Game 3. Who is gonna take it? I don't know.
Gosh, right? I mean, these players seem pretty well evenly matched up. Judging by how the last game went, even the first game looked pretty well matched. So we'll see if Zelyunik is going to be going for that bio play again this time around.
All right, in the top right on D-back, it is the Blue Terran playing for the Chonky Cheesers, Zelyunik. And in the bottom right, our red Protoss. Strong showing both games. It is Shimmer.
Absolutely. Let's go. I love to see the nice, good sportsmanship, saying the GLHF. Good luck, have fun. Let's go, man.
Absolutely. These are just two really different play styles.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very interested to see if Zelyunik is going to be going for that same kind of style. I'm wondering if this is kind of his strong suit, what he normally plays in this matchup, or if this is maybe something he prepared specifically for Shimmer, perhaps. But we will be seeing what he'll be doing. Once again, going for that kind of semi-wall on this map, actually on this position that should be a full wall against the Zealots. The probe can get through, but the Zealot won't be able to.
Shimmer once again 10 scouting off the gateway.
Okay, nice eyes there. Yeah, very nice going to be getting that first scout. Always feels good, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Especially on these kinds of maps, on 4-player maps, it's really nice to just roll that first scout twice in a row even.
I mean, especially when the Terran is going for like a wall and you get that early scout, you can actually put a lot of pressure on this SCV trying to build this bunker and even maybe delay the second depot, which can be so troublesome in the early game if you're planning on putting an early Zealot pressure as Protoss. But we'll see what Shimmer decides to do. It looks like he's trying to get in there, the SCV kind of blocking that pathing way a little bit so the probe wasn't quite able to get in there, and it looks like he might be able to get that SCV. It's down to 20 HP. He's hunting it down. He wants that SCV. Just barely gonna get away though, it looks like.
Oh, man.
Once again, Shimmer going for that 2 gateway kind of style, although this time he made a slightly faster core than last game, I do believe. Maybe not.
I'm not sure. I think this is oh no, this is 2-gate Zealot.
It actually is kind of actually the same build that he did last game, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Okay.
I think this gateway started on 13, so I think the second gateway was slightly slower than last game. But really
this time
just
for sure. He's
diving
skipping
right
goon
into the
range.
robo.
Right to the robo before goon range even started or any goons out. So maybe even looking to get a super fast reaver this game around. Let's see. And then once again, Zell Unique with the fast eBay +1 upgrades getting started for the bio. So it's such an interesting kind of play style for sure.
And just pumping Marines. And here we go. We get the second rack starting. I would assume maybe we're going to start the third racks. Oh, maybe we're going to start it after the academy.
Wow, this time Zell Unique throwing down the second eBay before the third rack. So he really wants those fast upgrades, it looks like. And Reaver, Shimmer this time getting into that fast Reaver.
We do have the shuttle before Reavers, so
Okay. He may be planning to be more offensive with that Reaver this time around. Let's see if he can find the right spot. Definitely got to be careful if you don't have the shuttle speed against Bio, because that shuttle, like we saw, can go down super fast, as well as the Reaver can as well.
this is amazing. I love this build. I wonder how well this actually works against like FE Protoss on the ladder.
You know, there's only one way to find out. Just have to off-race his Terran a little bit, you know, and just send it. Make lots of Marines like this and get the fast upgrades. Give it a try.
Yeah, that many Marines, it'll just push this back. So nice job
Yeah,
pulling
nice.
it back.
Yeah, I do like that Shimmer didn't sacrifice any of that army right away into the bio. He's just going to be patient and wait for this Reaver to come out. And maybe, just maybe, he finds a nice spot in the main of Terran. And maybe even goes for the bio. But we'll see what his plan is going to be with this Reaver very shortly.
I mean, so here's the thing: if Shimmer does actually drop directly up here with the Reaver, Zell Unique could totally take down the shuttle with this many Marines.
Right, that's true. And they're kind of right in the pathway of that shuttle potentially to becoming.
Right.
And it looks like that shuttle is
That's what's
just
gonna
about
happen.
to fly
Okay.
into this bio. I mean, please be careful here, Shimmer. I hope you're watching, man, because that slow shuttle may not
Oh,
make it past
he
these
is gonna
stem
go behind the
Marines.
minerals.
Oh, he's got to be sneaky. Go,
Oh,
go, go,
go,
go, go,
go,
go,
go.
go. Get in there. Yeah, there you go.
There he
Oh, he
goes.
snuck past him.
The
He snuck
Marines.
past
Oh
him,
my goodness.
but here comes the Marines. Is it going to be just in time? I don't know, man.
Oh,
Oh, get out of
oh,
there, shuttle.
oh.
Be so careful. Oh, man, I'm worried. Are they going to get on top of this shuttle? They almost do.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. He gets out of there just in the nick of time.
Dude, that is like the A team right there. Good heavens, that was crazy.
Wow, nice patience from Shimmer there, deciding just to save that Reaver. You know, if it had been me, I probably would have been greedy and just like lost the Reaver trying to get as many kills as possible. But that takes discipline to save your units that way, so nice job. But that may trigger the bio move out, and it looks like Zell Unique has decided he's going to start putting some pressure out on the map with the +1 attack finished on his Marines and +1 armor as well. This is a nice timing for his bio. Let's see if Shimmer can sync up his army with the Reaver here, which is definitely going to be what he needs to fight off this bio. I don't think just the pure goons alone will really do it, but I do like he's taking this high ground position,
Yeah.
which is probably exactly where he wants to take a fight, if at all, at this time.
And he is bringing the Reaver in. And Zell is going to try and preempt this a little bit, but with the Reaver here, I don't know how this is going to work out.
Right, so far, nice scarab hits from the Reaver. Marines looking to dive on the Reaver, and they get it, but all the Marines are gone, and we're left with pure medics. The Shimmer, he's just gonna pull the trigger. There's not a whole lot left at home. Can Unique hold on? This is starting to look really scary, but there's no Reaver at least. Let's see if he can get some more macro out of these production buildings in time to stop this push. The Goons really putting on the pressure. Oh man, gotta be careful though, starting to lose some Goons there. 2 Goons do go down, maybe a third. Shimmer looking to back up a little bit. Nice attack though from Shimmer.
Yeah, he needs to not lose Goons up that choke. I mean, you know, these medics will totally body block and keep the Marines alive, so he doesn't want to underestimate them.
Oh, and this may have been a mistake from Shimmer putting that pylon that's blocking his Nexus at the natural, which is a little bit unfortunate. And there he goes. Looks like he's going to be taking that pylon out so that he can take that expansion.
I mean,
he's going to be remaking the Reavers.
It is unfortunate, but at the same time, he is not entirely too far behind because the Terran is also not safely mining from his natural.
You know, that's a very, very good point. That attack really did do a lot of damage as far as stopping the SCVs from mining at the natural. So nice play there from Shimmer. But like you said, both players are still in this 100%. Got to be careful still. And Unique looking to push out, and he got across the high ground this time, uncontested. And with no more high ground in between the pathing from Terran to Protoss, this could actually be a much better fight than that first time. Shimmer's definitely got to get these Reavers with his army when the fight comes. But it may be coming too fast. Let's see.
Oh, did he lose his shuttle? I don't see a shuttle anywhere.
He has one in the main on the gateway.
Okay.
It's very hidden, and he might not even see it either. So
he needs that shuttle.
Here comes the bio stimming down already, looking to really start putting on that pressure.
And Unique now, for the first time in all 3 games of the series, is taking a supply advantage while pushing into the Protoss.
No kidding, look at that. DT coming in to maybe try to save the day. See if Unique is on top of the scan right away and doesn't take much damage from that DT. We're left with only 2 Reavers on top of the ramp. Can they get a good scarab hit? Oh, only one, but the Reaver goes down and another right away, and Shimmer's just gonna tap out.
GG.
Oh, that was epic, man. Oh, poor Shimmer. Definitely could have gone the other way. Just didn't find the right fight and the right angles there with his Reavers, unfortunately. Well done, Unique. What a series, man.
Well done indeed. And this was a very close game. Look at these scores, 31,000 to 24,000. It was pretty close for a good chunk of the game there.
Right, man. Way to come up with the reverse sweep there after losing game 1. That can always be hard to get that momentum back, but fantastic job staying in it and getting back into game 2 and taking game 3 even. Oh, Shimmer saying he's sad with this series, but I don't think you should be too upset, man. There's definitely times where you could have had it and it just didn't go your way. So keep up the good work, Shimmer.
it was, you know, yeah, it was a well fought series. And and I mean that looked like just solid Protoss play and solid macro. So
I agree, man. It's just hard when you're up against something that you don't really know what to deal with. Like Bio can definitely throw Protoss off. I just feel like, I don't know, Bio can be nice when you're not comfortable dealing with a mech army sometimes. So pretty cool playstyle from Unique. Nice job showcasing that kind of style. And really, those games were pretty close, so GG's to both the players. Could have gone either way.
I mean, you know, it's all it was. I will say that if there's any Terran that's gonna try and pull a series win with Bio, it's Zell Unique. I don't.
No kidding.
I think he is probably like the only one of the only Terrans that would ever actually try and do that, or Fonger.
Or Fonger. Fonger's got a very unique style as well, man. And honestly, that's the beauty of Brood War. Like you can't just discount a certain type of style because maybe you think they shouldn't be playing that way or whatever. And if the player is going to be practicing that much with that certain style, they can get really good with it.
Yeah, yeah, and I will say one thing I've learned from all of my Zell Unique games that I've played is don't expect normal stuff.
No kidding. Well, that's fair. I mean, honestly, that's how I played when I was first learning Terran. Like, I didn't necessarily know what I was doing. I was just more familiar with Bio than Mech, and it was what I was comfortable playing, so I did play some Bio against Protoss as well, but I think you start to hit a wall at a certain point trying to play
Hmm.
Bio against Protoss. So, I mean, if you can overcome that wall, then kudos to you. It's just I couldn't personally do it myself.
Well, yeah, I think the Reavers were really solid play. I think that in that game, in game 3, I liked Shimmer. I liked the idea of going of really trying to get those Reavers out as fast as possible, because I think what really hurt in game 2 was just using them defensively rather than offensively. They were just slow, and they didn't have shuttles to move them around. Um, Despite being really strong defenders against Bio.
Right. There was a couple very, very close calls there on if the Reaver maybe got another shot off, it probably could have gone completely the other direction, and
Hmm. Yeah,
that's just Brood War, right?
yeah.
Man.
And I think that by the time that Bio engagement hit the natural, I think that shuttle that had the Reaver in it was out of position.
Yeah, very,
So, but it happens, man. I
very,
mean,
very
I
true.
multitasking in this game is a bitch.
It is. It really is.
It is.
Absolutely not wrong there. Absolutely, man.
So, GG's very well done, very well played from Shimmer. Um and Zell Unique of just being Zell Unique.
Yeah, man.
Well
Keep up the
played.
good work to
Well
both
played.
players.
All right. So we have our next series is our 8 series is going to be Night Dad versus Razmagul.
All right, we're gonna have a Zerg versus random. Razmagul playing random. I love it, man.
And we are back to Odd Eye. Um yeah, anytime I see just these maps with these long thirds in a PVZ, I'm like, what are you doing this to me for? Why? Why? Even the high ground third is like kind of bold and rough. It's like, what are you doing this to me for? So we'll uh we'll see how it goes. Oh, I should probably update the scoreboard too.
But
Um
hey, Shimmer got us a point for that win, so very nicely done,
Absolutely.
Shimmer.
Yeah, no, yeah, any like putting a point on the board for a team, excellent.
Absolutely, man.
Who is? Let me see who's playing for who here. Night Dad is Chonky Cheesers. Okay.
Yeah. Yep, and Razmagul, man, been big for Team AK's lineups this season. Team Lord of the Lings, rather. Miyanaka's team. And both Shimmer and Razmagul have played a lot of games for us this season, so big shout out to those guys for making a big show out and helping out the team, and it's always appreciated. Can't say it enough.
Okay.
Yep,
We're
you
all
do
set.
get a point for every win, even if you lose the series. So, yeah, nice job, Shimmer. We'll
And
take any points we can get.
Shimmer, also thank you for the follow. Shout out to the chat as well. Thank you guys for dropping by and hanging out, supporting NSL.
Yeah, very cool, very cool.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
All right, I'm ready. Let's see if our random player ends up randoming 3 times into the same race. What we saw yesterday, that was insane, right? I'm guessing that won't happen today, but we'll see, right? You never know in Brood War.
Never know. Only one way to find out.
uh,
Okay, in the top right on in the top left on Odd Eye are Red Zerg playing for the Chonky Cheesers. It is Night Dad. And in the bottom right are Blue Random rolling as Protoss game 1. It is Raz Magul for the Lord of the Lings.
all right, let's go Raz. And I got to root for Night Dad because I don't know him that well, and it's nice to see new players in the league. So interested to see his play style.
Make sell it A move.
Yes, man, that is the OP strategy. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
Night
right.
Dad was I think CPL 10. This last one was his first CPL, and so that was his.
Okay. You,
So he's a new player.
okay. I have heard the name before though, so it is somewhat familiar, at
Oh, maybe
least.
I'm wrong. That's the first time I've aware of him. And
Oh yeah, T3. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard his name, but I haven't seen him play a whole lot yet, so definitely going to be interested. And I was actually going to ask you if you were the Protoss in this situation, up, up, and you were random and you got Protoss, knowing that your opponent doesn't know what race you are next, what strategy would you kind of do as a Protoss player
me.
against the Zerg? Yeah.
Um,
Because maybe it's nice to maybe even throw like a proxy out on the map and try to just catch them completely off guard. But on a 2-player map, that's going to be hard to pull off since they're going to get this fast scout. As we're seeing with the drone scout right away, already sees everything.
you know what I like as a Protoss, I like what Rouse is doing personally. The thing about a 2-player map is that you know where your opponent is. So you don't need to scout their location. You send a scout over there to see what race they are. Okay.
Yeah.
But that you're gonna get that very shortly. So you're not gonna have a whole lot of time to pull off any like
Right,
cheeses
that's
and
a good
stuff.
point.
And
Yeah, that's true.
this is a matchup where as Protoss, like if you do really aggressive zealot stuff and you don't know what you're doing, you can just completely throw the game.
Right, it could just backfire completely, right?
Yeah.
I've had that
So
happen to me plenty of times. Thinking I was being clever, trying to get away with some clever, like, shenanigans, but, you know, when it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, so.
this is definitely a matchup I feel like where um being cautious in early on as Protoss, it would, as if you roll Protoss,
Hmm,
would behoove you. I think on
okay.
a 4-player map, if you're on a 4-player map, you could maybe do some like proxy gateway
Sure.
stuff.
Right, that might make a little bit more sense, seeing as you might have a higher probability of making that work out for you. I would agree. Looks like Zerg just going to be playing fairly standard so far, getting that third hatchery on location. With that, I think it was an overpool opener, which is pretty much safe against most stuff when you're up against a random player, which is what we saw the others are doing that same thing yesterday. So far, pretty good position for both players.
Yeah, I will
Let's
say
see.
it feels like Zerg just has really good openings for all matchups.
Hmm. I mean, they definitely can, especially since, obviously the Zerg spawning pool is going to be the fastest starting attack unit for any race. So having those Lings is definitely a force to be reckoned with. I like that Night Dad, though. He's just using these Zerglings to kind of keep outside the natural from Protoss to see when a potential move out could be coming. He's got the Overlord in place for Razmagul. And looks like Shimmer going to be throwing down double Stargate. Or I mean, Razmaguls, excuse me. I'm calling it Shimmer because Shimmer was our Protoss last time. This is Razmagul. Going to be throwing down the 2 Stargate. Get a lot of Corsair pressure, it looks like.
Um, you know what? If he can really get some Overlord kills with this double Stargate play, I feel like even though Night Dad is going Hydra and he's got a lot. I mean, look at the Sim City here at the Zerg Natural. There's not a zealot in the world that is going to make it through this when you mix Hydras in here.
Right. The thing I was thinking this double Stargate could be really good with is a Ser DT. So if you play the Ser DT and you just clear those Overlords with an outstanding number of Corsair, and then you can come in with the DTs and then start wreaking like massive damage, since Zerg is mainly relying on Overlords for vision. It might even force them to throw up spore colonies, which seems like that they never really want to throw up spore colonies too soon, seeing as it can be taxing.
So it looks like these Sayers do catch one Overlord.
Oh, good eyes. Yeah, Sair's already out on the map. 3 Corsairs, that's a lot. They might get quite a big amount of Overlord kills. Already one going down and a second one about to pop. And our Zerg player is already supply stuck, waiting for the building Overlords right now to finish. See how much damage Raz can find with these Corsairs.
It's a nice job blocking the Zerg before. I mean, he basically blocked the Zerg right as the Hydras started coming out. So
yeah, nice timing on getting that supply block, making that happen to prevent Zerg from just getting tons and tons of Hydras.
Gotta be careful here.
Yeah, gotta be careful. Almost start losing Corsair, but not quite, and they find another Overlord kill. 4 Overlords down, about to be a 5th. And he gets it. And is he gonna get a 6th, maybe a 7th? Oh, I don't know. He's going for it though. Lots of micro here from Razmagul. Really wanted to get that Overlord, and another one goes down, man. That's like 7 Overlords, which is pretty decent here. Imagine if you had the DT now to company at this time. I feel like that would have been a really sweet play, but still not a bad play at all. This is definitely troublesome for Zerg to deal with.
Well, don't count the DT out just yet, because even though we're not seeing it early on,
I might have my prayers answered.
with this many Sayers, you may see it in the mid game. You totally still control the map with it, so, you know.
Right, and one cool thing I love to see, I was talking about yesterday how I love seeing DTs just like wreck entire armies, or like wreck a whole hatchery or a CC or something like that. Is like if you drop some DTs in a sneaky shuttle and wait until the moment where a battle's going on, it's so hard for Zerg to have that multitasking to actually identify that they're just losing all their drones while a big fight's happening. But we'll see what happens this game. Razmagul continuing to make these Corsair. He's got 5 out on the map right now, soon to be 7.
So
Looks
he's
like.
looks like he's going up to 3 gates in the main, but he hasn't actually gone towards Templar Tech yet. He's still kind of just going Sayer Zealot.
Right, for sure.
Although
And it's definitely annoying. Sorry.
I was gonna say, although as I say that, he just dropped a Citadel.
Oh,
But-
yes. The caster curse. I love it. Yeah, that'll be great, man. I really am hoping for the DTs in this game. It's such a good unit to accompany the Corsair aggression, in my opinion. Although I'm not a professional at this matchup by any means, but
Jeez, look at the
definitely a
7
good combination.
Corsairs.
Right, that is a lot of Corsair, and they can almost just attack their way through the Hydras at this point. Look at that huge clump of Overlords. That's what Razmagul's looking for, man. He wants to find that juicy clump of Overlords. Oh, but here comes so many Hydras, though. Nightdad's done a fantastic job of macroing out of this supply block. It actually has tons of Hydras out on the map right now. Razmagul's got to be a little bit careful about this thing as he doesn't have any Templar tech to deal with all these Hydras, man.
He does have to be a little bit careful. He is dropping cannons. He does have enough Zealots to buffer that once these cannons finish, you know, he should be able to hold on here.
Right.
But
He's gotta buy time. He's gotta let these cannons finish. He needs to buy that time to support it. If one cannon finishes, the second about to finish, he might have just held for the meantime, but there is tons of more Hydras coming to reinforce this army, and Zerg is not letting up off the gas. He's stepping on it instead. Here we go. Can Razmagul hold off this attack? These Zealots do not have speed yet. Speed is only halfway done being researched. It looks like +1 also got stopped because of the pylon powering it, and the +1 isn't going to finish for Protoss. That's actually really huge for the Zerg.
oh wow.
And nice macro behind all of this. Nightdad saying, I'm not going to let that Overlord supply block hinder the rest of my gameplay. And it looks like he's done a fantastic job of macroing out of that. Oh man, I'm pleased to see the DTs. He is going to morph 2 High Templars before the DTs, but we only have the 2 gateways. But there's no Overlords either from Zerg to actually give him some vision here, so the 2 DTs may be enough to save, but here comes the Hydras looking to dive in on these cannons, and they're gonna be getting 2 cannons, and the Forge goes down. No chance of getting that +1 anymore. In the meantime, and there's so many Hydras here from Zerg looking to bust. All the cannons looking to go down. Oh no, and the DTs, can they come to save the day? Razmagul might have to pull those probes. Gonna be losing some more probes and maybe even losing the natural. Oh, this is a huge attack from Zerg, man. Here comes the 1 DT. It's got to be a hero DT, right? Just block the ramp with it, actually. I like that move. Just block the ramp, man. Do not let those things in. Yes. Hero DT. Let's go. Come on, Raz. Make it happen, baby. Come on. Oh, use those Corsairs. Do not let an Overlord get here. Oh, but the Hydra somehow sneaking past these DTs. Just put those things on hold position, man. Don't let that army into your base. Oh, but if you sneak by, luckily he's got a cannon in the main, and he's going to be able to clear up that army inside his main for now. Oh, here comes the Overlord, though, man. Can these Corsairs snipe the 1 Overlord and let these DTs continue being heroes? Oh, the Overlord comes so far forward, it might just go down, and there's so many DTs. Does it? Oh,
it goes down.
does. Oh, and now we have lots of DTs. Let's send it. Let's
Come
go,
on.
Raz. Clear that army,
Storm.
man. The Max Zerg army against 4 DTs. You got this, bro. There's no vision. Don't be scared. Yes. Come on, clear this army before the massive group of overlords making their way through. Unfortunately, Razmagul's Corsair's a little bit out of position to stop these overlords from coming. And here they are meeting up with the DTs, and they're going to be able to clear the DTs. Oh, man.
Wow.
Nice attempt. Really good effort
GG.
there. Almost, but not quite, right?
I am.
No storm, indeed. Oof.
I'm at a loss for words.
Man, that would have been so awesome. Had Razmagul use those Corsairs to stop that main group of overlords from getting there. That would have been so frustrating for Zerg for sure. But anyhow, good game and good game one.
That was I really liked the going into the Corsairs, but yeah, I mean he had a lot of good follow-ups except that he neglected his cannons and he didn't storm. He researched
Yeah,
it too.
man.
He researched it just oh man, I do that all the
Oh,
time. Oh.
right. No kidding. That's a heartbreaker for sure. Would have liked to see the DTs a little bit earlier to accompany that Corsair attack, but you know, like you said, the multitasking in this game is just insane, so definitely hard to execute.
Absolutely. All right. So it looks like for game 2 we're going to back to Terraform.
Okay, well, seemingly another popular map. This is the second pick from our last series as well.
Let's see. Let's see if let's see if we can pull a win out of this. And maybe a reverse sweep.
Yeah, no kidding.
In the top right on Terraform, it is our Red Zerg playing for the Chonky Cheesers, Night Dad. And in the bottom left, our blue random rolling a Zerg. It is Razmagul for the Lord of the Lings.
Oh man. There goes my 4-pool hopes and dreams right out the window. But you know, maybe next time, right? It's always a big risk though for Zerg to be going 4-pool. I mean, at least Razmagul knows that Night Dad is Zerg, but Night Dad has no idea what Razmagul is, seeing as Razmagul is playing random. And so I imagine Night Dad's probably going to be playing the safer route, probably going with something like an overpool or maybe even a 9-pool first just to play it kind of safe. Looks like he is getting the Overlord, and we'll see if he throws down the pool. Let's see what Razmagul, it looks like he's delaying the second Overlord, so he might be going for that 9-pool, which he does throw down. Razmagul throwing down the 9-pool, and we'll see what Night Dad looks like. He's going to be throwing down the overpool, which with the travel distance on this map, it may not make a huge difference. Either way, I feel like the overpool is going to be slightly favored, seeing as you have a little bit better economy than the other player. But Raz doing the gas trick in order to get the extra drone to make up for it. So these guys are going to be very similar looking in their build order. And I think Razmagul maybe didn't know the map and he's sneaking his Overlord into a different base instead of sending it cross position. Maybe they just, you know, wanted to get it to scout out on the map. Oh no, this is a 4-player map. I thought that was a 2-player map. My bad,
No,
my bad. No,
it's 4-player.
they're doing it correctly. That's my mistake. Night Dad getting the nice drone scout though. Gonna be seeing what's happening. And let's see if he can prepare for it.
It looks like Razmagul is gonna have because he did that drone trick with the overpull. He is gonna have 6 Lings versus Night Dad's. Well, Night Dad's now just starting the 6th Ling.
Ooh, and actually, Night Dad canceled the hatchery at the natural. I actually don't think he needed to do that, but maybe better safe than sorry, just in case.
Well, now that he knows he's playing his EVZ, you know.
Right, right. Looks like he's just gonna decide to throw that hatchery in base, which I do see the style fairly often in this matchup. Actually, could be a great idea.
Razmagul, though, our resident random, is not shying away from the from the natural hatchery this early in the game.
Right, he's just gonna go throw it right on location. He's got speedlings on the way. However, it's not really too close to finishing, and we'll see what Night Dad decides to do with his first 100 gas here. I do like this job. Nice job blocking this choke point from Night Dad. It's going to be really hard to force Lings through that choke point. So we have fairly equal number of Lings. Night Dad has a slightly higher number of Zerglings, and it looks like his hatchery is going to be second hatcheries are actually pretty close to the same time. So very similar build orders from these players. However, Night Dad did elect to go a lair before he got speed. So he's going to have a faster tech. And so far, Razmagul's started his lair afterwards. So we'll see how this comes into play. Looks like Speedling just finished for Razmagul, and he's really looking to kind of put on some pressure here. But this choke point is going to be really so hard to break through, even with Speedlings. It's just so easy to clog up with a few amount of Zerglings.
Yeah, I feel like definitely Night Dad's got the defense here, and if it looks like he can just tech straight into mutas.
Right, I imagine he really should, especially getting the lair as fast as he did. And his lair's done, but he hasn't actually thrown down the tech building for quite some time, giving Razmagul time to catch up on the lair tech. And there goes the Spire from Night Dad. Let's see what Razmagul is planning on doing once his lair just finished. I imagine he's going to be throwing down the Spire, which is usually what we see in this matchup. However, once in a while, you do see players tend to go for a Hydraless kind of style. But Razmagul going to be throwing down some Sunkens because he knows he took a bad fight and lost his Zerglings. So here comes the Zerglings from Night Dad looking to kind of punish. But I don't know if they're going to be able to find a hole or not. Looks like Night Dad is not going to be sending it right now, which is going to give time for Razmagul to get those Sunkens up, which is exactly what he needed. Both players going to be going into mutas, it looks like.
Yeah, nice defense here from Razmagul. I feel like with this number of Lings and that many Sunkens, I don't see the enemy Zerg. I don't see the red Zerg. Sorry, I shouldn't say enemy Zerg, but I don't see it. I don't see this breaking.
Right, nice job from Razmagul trying to sneak those Lings out around the map, but Night Dad has noticed it and tries to get on top of these Lings. Some of them glitching out, but I think he barely has enough to hold, though. I might be wrong. There's not any Sunkens back at home. Muta's just about to morph from these eggs.
It's
nice
5 Lings to 4.
Oh, wow. Yeah, pretty good SimCity, though, from Night Dad. Not going to be allowing those Lings to come in and just get free drone kills. Almost got a drone, but not quite. Now the mutas have popped from Night Dad. Looking to put the initiative in his favor right now. Let's see if he goes and moves out. He is going to be moving out right away.
I do think that, I mean, look at it's what 4 5 Lings sorry, 4 or 5 mutas to, I think it was what, like 3 or 4 we're going to have coming up here. There's 2 finishing. We're going to have a 3rd finishing soon. It's just, I mean, they're
It's
going to
one
be
of those
pretty
things
even,
when you
but
have one more than the other, then that's enough to tip the scale, right?
yep. It's
Just like
going to
you're
be
saying, and
it's going to be even in like, 30 seconds, but
yeah. Right, Razmagul has got to buy himself some time in order to get some more mutas out here to deal with all these mutas here from Night Dad. So far, though, it's only the 5 here. Let's see if he can actually get reinforcements by the time Razmagul's mutas pop it. Oh, it looks like he's actually building Scourge to deal with these mutas, which can be also a nice way to fight them. Nice job, Razmagul, forcing those mutas back all the way back to home. It looks like we're going to be seeing a little back and forth. In the meantime, I think the nice thing for Razmagul is he has the potential to have more gas, but he just doesn't quite have a whole lot of minerals, seeing as they're pretty much equal on drone count, and army supplies pretty close as well. But wow, looks like
Night Dad's going to
mutas
wow.
finding lots of damage here.
It's like 3
Nice
drone kills.
Yeah, that's really huge in this matchup for sure, and even more reinforcements coming in. Looks like maybe Night Dad has done it. He's got 6 mutas and only 2 more remaining for Razmagul. Can these Scourge actually make some nice connections
I'm not
in
sure.
order to tip the scales back in his favor? He's gonna need some really nice connections. Oh no, but the mutas go down without the Scourge support. Gotta be careful not to let these Scourge, though, hit your whole ball of mutas, but do they connect? Oh, they almost just don't. Nice micro from Night Dad. Only lost, I think I'm muted there. Now all of a sudden these drones are just wide open. Razmagul trying to get some more time in order for these mutas to have, but still maybe not going to be enough. Razmagul just going to tap out. GG. Wow, what a series, man. Very quick 2-0 series, but still nice games for both these players.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that random is one of the things that I have no idea how to cast.
No kidding, right?
Like,
I mean, it's hard, especially when you get up against the mirrors, man. Those mirror matchups are just so volatile. Like you were saying yesterday in PvP, you lose one goon, it could tip the scale, and kind of same in this matchup. You lose one muta, and all of a sudden you're gonna be behind and start losing drones and stuff like that. So yeah, very, very volatile and very unforgiving in these mirrors.
absolutely. I think I'm really impressed with Night Dad's ability to just kind of do safe, consistent openings and scout and adapt and just look for weaknesses and just exploit them. It
Right,
really
absolutely.
it really feels like that's how he pulled out these games, and it's really impressive to see his instincts develop.
For sure, man. I do like that kind of style. Kind of a similar mindset to what I have when I'm playing my matches. I like to initially go for like a safe sort of opener and then kind of identify what the opponent's doing and try to react that way rather than doing like an aggressive build, which having the initiative in the early game is nice, but if it just doesn't work out, then it can just kind of make you go all in. So
Right.
definitely cool though to see the different styles out there in NSL. And matching up against the random players can be definitely tough to deal with. So well navigated there from Night Dad.
Yeah. All right. So with that, we're moving on to our last series of the night. It is going to be Escalade versus Merlin.
Okay. PVZ.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't update the score. So we have it's currently 4-1 Chunky Cheesers.
Yeah, really nice job there from Chonky Cheesers. Taking both the series so far. Let's see what happens this next one around.
Merlin, so Escalade is P and Merlin is C. Okay. Here we go. Are you ready, my friend?
Alrighty, I'm ready.
We are going back to Odd Eye.
The Odd Eye.
All right. So in the top left on Odd Eye are Blue Zerg, Merlin playing for Lord of the Lings. And in the bottom right are Red Protoss, probably the godfather of Chunky Cheesers. It is none other than Escalade.
Yes, the man himself, man. The godfather of the chonky cheese. Oh, what happened here? I'm watching Merlin's drones and it looks like he misclicked them there and pulled all his drones off of the patches there. Merlin being a little bit careless here in the early game with his workers. There we go. Gotta get those on the patches. Alright, and Escalade, aka Harry Potter, this time it looks like. Going under the Harry Potter name. It's kind of
Yes.
funny. Let's see what he decides to do. Is it going to be a forge or a gateway? It's going to be forge first.
So among Escalade's many skills under his hat, now we can add wizarding to it.
He's a wizard. Oh, man. And here we have Merlin going for the overpool, which is also a common build that we've seen here in the last couple series.
Yeah,
Pretty safe build overall.
pretty safe.
Yeah. I would say 12 Nexus on the, or I mean 12 Hatchery on a two-person map can get cannon rushed against the player that's going forge first. So I think it's kind of nice that we didn't see that happen. Although it can be stopped, it's just definitely a little bit harder to deal with. But so far, both players playing on the safe end. Escalade going to be getting the cannon before the Nexus, which is a good call against these early Lings that ought to be coming out very shortly. And Merlin throwing down the hatchery at the natural, and he gets it right before the probe can block it. Always a good feeling.
So we do have 6 Lings finishing up here. This is the magic number where you do need you either need to pull probes or preferably you need a second cannon. But you know.
Yeah, that's interesting. I was wondering, can Sixlings just run by if there's just the one cannon and actually take it down? Which I think you answered my question there by needing the second cannon, so. Or pulling probes.
Nice job. I mean, you know, once those Lings come out, it's really hard to keep that scouting probe alive. So nice job to Escalade for keeping that alive. as long as he did.
Right.
It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, for sure. Me being a Terran player, loving the SCVs, having the highest HP, and then when I go play off race, my workers just die so fast. I'm like, oh, this is why people hate SCVs. It makes sense. SCVs are practically invincible. As long as you repair them. But here we do have the double cannon, gonna be nice and safe against these 4 Lings right now. Merlin keeping 2 Lings back at home to stop another potential rescout from the Protoss, getting that 3rd hatchery right on location. And we'll see what the play from Merlin is gonna be here at this point in time. Okay, he's thrown down another hatchery in the main, so he's not gonna be going for like a 973 build, which is what I was just about to say could happen with these 3 hatcheries, but now we got the 4th, and usually won't see that kind of play.
I wonder if he's gonna go. I wonder if he's gonna stop here at 4. If he's gonna go for the 5-hatch Hydra.
Right, that is, I guess, what you normally see for the 5-hatch Hydra play this early. I don't know this matchup as well either, but
this is interesting. So he's getting a 2nd extractor at the natural. So he's gonna be on 2 gas.
okay.
And okay, so looks like it's gonna be a 4-hatch Hydra build.
Interesting. I do not know the ins and outs of these races in this matchup, but it seems to be that could be a lot of gas, which potentially maybe you could do like a lurker, a heavy lurker kind of style, perhaps even with all that gas, or maybe he just wants to use them for upgrades.
You know, it's not an uncommon tactic in ZVP to just run Hydras down here, contain them, and then run lurkers down here.
Nice, that could be a very strong play, but here comes the 4 Zealot move out. Let's see if Merlin sees it. I believe he does. The 1 Ling is kind of following the Zealots in order to track these Zealots on the map. I do like keeping an eye on whether they're going to be going to the 3rd or the natural or main or wherever they're going.
And looks
let's
like
see if Merlin can get enough in place by the time they get there. It might be close. There's only 4 Hydras. He's another one popping. Merlin's really going to have to micro these Hydras, though, not to take too much damage, but Escalade's just going to move back.
Nice job. Yeah.
Also a good call. Don't want to really lose those Zealots for nothing, so nice timing from Merlin getting those Hydras just in the nick of time.
And it looks like it is going to be 5-hatch Hydra.
Okay, nice.
As the first Hydras are finishing and coming out, the 5th hatch is about to finish.
Nice, and that'll give him quite a bit more ability to macro. And here comes the Corsair, though, from Escalade, looking to get that first Overlord, and it does.
Nice block.
And that actually did right away supply block Merlin. Let's see if he's able to get ahead of that supply block like we saw Knight Dad do last game. Or the 2 games before, whichever it was.
Oh, so it looks like the Zealots are going to come around to the 3rd here.
Ooh, nice job from Escalade, swinging those speed Zealots around to keep the Zerg proactive, and he's going to find some drone kills. 1 drone going down, maybe gets a 2nd, and he does. Not bad for 3 Zealots so far, looking to even get some more damage here. And here comes the reinforcements. Now these Zealots need to back off. But it looks like, oh, they do manage to run away and stay alive for now.
We do have 6 cannons behind this wall, so this is kind of the point where, you know, like Escalade can kind of sit back for a while and macro. Like 6 cannons is kind of like the minimum magic number you need when you see Hydras coming.
Wow, that's a cool Sim City from Escalade too. Just a really neat setup with those cannons.
Yep.
Oh, the Hydra's gonna be looking to dive in immediately, but they back off.
Yes.
Looks like Merlin really wanting to put on the pressure right now.
If you have 4 cannons and you have a lot of units, you can defend. But if you don't have a lot of units, you need 6. And you know, Escalade. I mean, short of detecting a bust, he can pretty much just like sit back and just go ahead with this build now.
Yeah, no kidding. It looks like he even managed to get the +1 attack done, and he started the armor upgrade out of that forge, and he's got the +1 attack in the main going, so he's looking to get 2-1 here, and he even has the storms. Nice storm on the Hydras, gonna get some nice damage on a big clump of Hydras there. Meanwhile, Merlin looking to really start to macro out of these hatcheries, just exploding this Hydra count. Looks like here comes another round of some speed zealots looking to come out on the map to find some more damage. Can they get it done? Merlin gonna be regrouping and repositioning his army to kind of get them all together. Escalade looking to take the 3rd base now with this army. I think that is a fantastic idea. Since you have the army right now, why not go ahead and try to get that base while you can, using the Corsair to kind of get some more vision of what the Zerg is doing on the map. And it looks like Zerg is still kind of just macroing out of these hatcheries for now, trying to get ahead of that supply block from the Corsairs. And it looks like Merlin has found out where the 3rd base is from the Zerg. Let's see if he's able to come and punish it. Oh, the Stair DT though in the 3rd at the 12 o'clock, and there's nothing to stop these DTs from getting kills. This DT racking up massive kills already. Oh, he's gonna have to use the drones to attack, but 7 kills from the DT go down before he is eliminated. But here comes the counterattack from Zerg with the Hydras, looking to cancel this 3rd base. And it looks like they just do it. Escalade gonna be canceling that Nexus right away. Just barely isn't able to fight off these Hydras. Very close though. But also nice counter damage done with that DT, setting the Zerg drone count down back to 27, which can be very hurtful. And getting more overlords still keeping Merlin's supply blocked at this time is starting to get really nice for Escalade. Kind of see a bit of a snowball effect as far as supply goes for the Zerg. Gonna have to be getting on top of that eventually. But the good thing is there's no 3rd yet from Protoss, but he is looking for a spot in the bottom left.
It's a lot of Hydras and a lot of macro coming out of the Zerg, but we do have a really interesting army combination here. We only have a couple Zealots, but look, we have Goon Storm and
Oh wow, he's gonna lose the High Templar, and the 2nd one goes down with no storms, and all 3 Templar go down for free. Oh, that was hurtful. Unfortunately, Escalade lost those High Templars with pretty high energy as well.
Against these few Hydras, these Goons are actually really good.
They are good. I was going to say Escalade's upgrades are phenomenal this game. He's 2-1 against the 0-0 Zerg army, which he's got to feel pretty good about. These few units going to be able to hold off these Hydras for now.
And he does have the better economy and the better production.
Absolutely. Merlin has just continued to make Hydras and hasn't really replenished that drone count from losing them from that Dark Templar in this game. And so he's slowly but surely starting to get behind in economy. But the nice thing, he is looking to take some more bases out on the map. Let's see if he can get these bases saturated and start massing out his army in time as well to deal with this massively upgraded force from Escalade. Escalade getting that bottom left base also is really going to be nice once that kicks in. He's got lots of cannons there, pretty well defended it feels like. However, there are 2 rampways to enter into this bottom left base. But anyhow, here comes the army in the middle of the map, finding these Hydras on move command. There they go, the Hydras looking to attack now. And let's see if there's enough Hydras here, but this Protoss army is so strong with 2-1 against 0-0. Even a big storm getting down on the clearing up these Hydras for now. This Protoss army getting scarier by the minute. And now the pressure's really on Merlin now this time. It looks like there's so many vulnerable bases right now. Can he get enough army to fight off this Protoss army? I don't know. Let's see where Escalade decides to go. Looks like he's going to be looking to punish the 3rd base, which is pretty wide open right now, while fighting off some of the reinforcements. And GG's just going to be called. Escalade has done it in game 1. Well played.
Well played indeed.
Gee. Yeah, man, nicely navigated there from Escalade for sure.
What a bizarre game that was.
Right, no doubt. I feel like Merlin was set up to be in a good position, having a slight contain with the Hydras, but I think where it started to go downhill for him was being supply blocked for such a long time, and then he saw it affected his economy, losing those drones to the Dark Templar, and then he couldn't afford his upgrades, and then he couldn't afford his macro, and it slowly just snowballed out of control. But let's see what he plans to do here in game 2. Can he make a comeback for Team Lord of the Lings?
And I think Escalade staying on top of his upgrades, that's not something you see very often in a PvZ. So I think can't really discount that. It almost feels like that's one of the key things that won him the game.
I would agree. There was times where he had a very low army count, but the fact that he had those huge upgrade lead really kind of came in clutch, and he was able to defend with very few. So nicely played, no doubt.
So map 2, we're going to be going in on endurance. This is
Okay.
Merlin's pick.
Another 2-player map.
This is probably one of the weirdest maps we have in the map pool this season. Would you agree?
I do agree. There's some really, really odd spots on this map, and there's also 2 rampways into the natural, which it's like right on top of the natural. So you have to have some SimCity or like a lot of SimCity at the natural to kind of defend both those areas. And so I'm also wondering if that's kind of a reason why Merlin picked this map, was hoping to take advantage of those pathways.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. We'll see. But,
Plus there's also the hidden it's not hidden, but the backdoor location that's supported by those temples, and if you kill those temples, then you get a pathway right into the main from the back door. So we'll see if that comes into play. I haven't seen that a whole lot this season, but I did see G5 jumping some zealots into the main, using a probe and a zealot to glitch it over the mineral patch that's there as well. You can also do that. So yeah, a little bit of fun shenanigan possibilities on this map for sure.
The thing that I really like about this map is that I guess if you get zealots out early and you get enough early aggressive map presence, maybe you can actually pull out a win here with Protoss. But I really like this map for Zerg because the you basically have two attack paths out of the natural. You have that narrow ramp just south of the base,
Mhm.
and that's kind of the most direct line to your opponent's base. But
Right.
for a Protoss army in particular, it is not fun to navigate, goons and stuff down those ramps and everything.
Right.
So
I think there's even like an egg or two that's close to the tiny little ramp, which makes
yeah,
it even harder. So,
so I
uh,
I I don't like that pathing for for the Protoss in the Protoss versus Zerg. The other way is to go kind of this roundabout way where you're going to this high ground fourth base, which really is like one of the key strong points, commanding points in the map.
right. For sure, for sure.
So it's a really interesting map, but like you said, lots of twists and stuff. That same high ground point has a back door ramp that leads to one of the corner bases. So a lot of room for shenanigans on this map.
Absolutely. Definitely, definitely so.
All right, here we go. The last game of the series of the night,
All
Endurance.
right. Let's see what happens here. Can Merlin make a comeback for Team Lord of the Rings here in game 2?
All right, in the 9 o'clock position, it is the Red Protoss playing for the Chonky Cheesers. It is Escalade.
Boo! No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Thinking,
Sorry. Gotta
thinking
support
NSL is
my
Hogwarts. No,
players.
okay. All right,
Uh,
and in the 3 o'clock position are Blue Zerg playing for Lord of the Lings. It
oh
is
my goodness.
Merlin.
What do we have here?
The duel of the wizards.
My prayers have been answered with the 4 pool going down like a Chad. Just gonna be throwing down that 4 pool. Looks like maybe this was his plan all along. Alright, let's see if he can make it happen. 2-person map. Not really gonna have to be sending out any drone scouts, so he knows right where his opponent is.
And I mean, I don't know. Do you think he's thinking of four pool?
I mean, you never know. Maybe he does kind of assume that this could be a possibility as a way to come back in game 2. Already we see a variation from the game 1 where he's throwing the in-base gateway instead of the pylon at the natural. Even going down the second gateway, gonna be doing 2-gate in-base this time around. 4-pull versus 2-gate, right, Rice Hat?
Yep.
I don't know, man.
Uh. Mm.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, and
Mm.
Zerg even going to be blocking with one of the 3 drones on the ramp. Really doesn't want Protoss to get in there to see what's going on, but he sees the Lings coming out right away. Although the Zealot might be able to finish in time. Let's see if he can get there in time to support the rest of his workers.
I think 2-gate should win, but you're gonna need to fight with a lot of probes.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go with the first engagement. 6 Lings coming, looking to maybe get on top of the Zealot, but there's maybe misclick onto the Forge. Oh no,
Nice and
that
steady.
Zealot didn't take damage, and it does go down, but 1 Ling remaining. Oh man, this has gone bad for Zerg.
Do not underestimate probes in probes versus Lings.
Right, absolutely. Escalade's got a fair amount of probes here. And 2 Zealots about to pop. Gonna be able to handle these 2 Lings, no problem.
Oh, it looks like... Wow.
And a really
Escalade
fast
holds.
game too. Really fast game too. That's gonna
What
be GG.
a game. Okay. You cannot, let me tell you something, you cannot out-cheese Escalade.
Trying to cheese the Chonky cheeser didn't work out this time. But, you know, good idea. Sometimes you got to roll the dice and sometimes you win and lose. So,
That's true.
well, wow, that seemed to go by pretty fast. But incredible. There's another tier 3 series.
Wow. So we have another 2-0 for the Chonky Cheesers. That I believe is 6 points to 1 point in the tier 3 bracket.
Yeah, it sure is. Nice job from the Chunky Cheesers. Looking like they had a really good week this week. So keep
Nice
up the
job
good work.
indeed. Yeah. And well played to everybody. You know, I'm just blown away by these games that I'm watching. AK. It's like all of these players are really, really, really solid players.
Right. I agree, man. I do agree. Overall, it seems like the matchups have been pretty well even. It just seems like the decision making throughout the games maybe hasn't quite been on point, but I think the possibility is there. So keep up the good work, everyone, and don't be discouraged. If you do lose 2-0, it doesn't necessarily mean a blowout. So keep up the good work, everyone.
That's true. Shout out to our players, Escalade, Merlin, Razmagul, Night Dad, Shimmer, and Zell Unique. Excellent games all around. I know, you know,
Absolutely.
sometimes when you lose these games, it's just like, what? Why did I lose? It just, you know, but
Mhm.
it's a one. It's a 1v1. There's gonna be someone's gonna win, someone's gonna lose, and all the players have played really well today.
Absolutely, man. Just the name of the game, right?
Yep. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to look for someone to raid, and we will be back next weekend with more NSL7. We're going to have week 6 games next week.
All right. Well, thanks again so much for having me, Breeze, and I'll see you next time.
My pleasure. Yeah, thank you.
And see you later, chatters. Stay cool.
Have a good night, my friend.
All right. Good night.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for sticking around and watching NSL. I'm looking for a channel to raid. Um, let's see. We're gonna go ahead and raid Cyan. Cyan is playing today. Cyan, it looks like, is playing Zerg. So we'll go ahead and raid Cyan SC. All right. Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you again next Friday, Saturday night with more NSL7 Tier 3. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good night and enjoy some more StarCraft.